GW Martin, steeped in history, been running since 1969, known for your turning, but you've got a long-term vision, a long-term plan. What are you up to?
Well, we've started about 3 or 4 years ago on a strategic plan. We decided we wanted to diversify the business a bit. So over the last 3 or 4 years, we've been building up the turning business very well. We've been in the turning business for 50 years. We've been successful at it, but we wanted to diversify. So we decided to set up a milling section and go into the milling side of the business. So this purchase is our first step into that. And so now we're starting to promote our services in the milling market.
But just take a very quick step back. You've got assembly facilities, you've got a load of accredited suppliers as well in terms of finishing and things like that, so you can provide a whole package.
That's right. I mean, diversification for us was the key. So we brought in a new assembly area. We do electromechanical assembly as well now. That's been growing quite quickly. We have a full range of third-party suppliers that have been approved by us and some of our other customers for finishing, like gold plating, silver plating, gold plating, painting, anodizing, different color anodizing, heat treatment. So we have a wealth of capability to sort of diversify what we do, and what we're trying to do is expand on that. And this new purchase of our milling machine is our next step, really, in that diversification process.
It makes sense. You've got all those engineering skills, so why not take that next step?
Exactly, yeah. So here we are. So we're trying now to push this machine out into the market. We've got a very good experienced team who have been in there. We've brought a couple of new people on board that bring a wealth of experience in the milling market to us. And now what we're trying to do is grow it.
Okay. So it's not just a case of, we're going to buy a mill and get some work. You've got some very experienced engineers.
Yep.
You've got this machine, that's a YCM 1020 AM. Very briefly, specification on the machine known.
It's a 1 metre by half metre vertical machine centre, 30 tools, 1.8 second tool change time. Through spindle coolant, high pressure through spindle coolant. Yep. We bought it with a fully integrated fourth axis. We wanted to come in with a fourth axis capability now, and once we get that, grow with that and develop our capabilities along that line, we then want to step up to 5 axis down the road. So our long-term plan is to have 2 or 3 machines, go from 3 axis, 4 axis, 5 axis, and then offer a complete range of milling services as we grow the business.
Okay. So this machine, and fast, rigid, powerful, but I suppose what we want to see is what you're actually making on it, please.
Well, we're making various parts. I mean, we've got a component here that we're making at the moment. It's a 4-axis part. We turn a blank and we machine it. We machine the 4-axis features all over. Okay. So a bit of engraving. We could do some of these features on the actual mill turn machine.
You say that looks like you put that in a fixed head lathe, but
yeah. Well, we've found, to be honest, it. One, it's quicker on the milling machine to do it, believe it or not. And 2, we're so busy right now on the turning side. Yeah. It's nice to have a second machine that we can take this off, free up some capacity on the turning machines, and use this for what it's good at, which is milling. So there's benefits to both. I can see we could go either way on it, but right now this is a good part for us to make.
And what about the other part here?
This part's slightly different. This is a stainless steel component. This is several operations. We're hitting the part in all 6 faces. Right. So we've got to machine this and set it up. We're just going to be starting to set this part up in a minute. But again, it's a milling part. It's something that we can bring a lot of expertise from the turning side to the milling side, and hopefully we can really get competitive at it.
Okay, so you mentioned there about your turning experience. How are you going to take that into the milling side of things?
Well, we've been here for a long time being specialists in turning, and when you're a specialist in turning, you really focus on cycle time. You're trying to extract out of the component all the time as much wasted movement, much wasted time as possible. And we think if we take that whole process and philosophy into the milling side of it, it will help us be competitive.
Combining that with all your other services, you then provide a whole solution.
That's right. I mean, it's always been our intention to try and offer the client a complete end-to-end service, right from start to finish. So we take as much hassle away from the customer as possible, and he gets what he wants, delivered on time, finished, complete. So they don't have to worry about going anywhere else to get their parts made.
Okay, so there you are. GW Martin down in Hampshire. Any milling requirements, get in contact with the team.